mission to reach a certain academic status. And in order to get to that academic level, they had to sort of divorce themselves of every other drive and all the other energies. And then you had the people who were left in the fields who had these very raw energies. You know, they were life force energies, but they weren't really allowed with the volatility, you know, and the hostility that came from the experience of slavery to touch the academic spaces. There were few people within that community who could touch both worlds. They crossed both spaces. They were both academics, and they also had access to the streets. Musicians, many musicians, people in the music world were able to do that, right? People say, you know, where's your inner CEO if you were a rapper? But if you were a rapper, you had to be CEO of something in order for you to be in a platform, to be doing what you were doing in that place on any level of significance. I just want to say that I'm seeing the world sort of come together more. These energies have always been around. You know, this thing we term it hustle, but it's really just the ingenuity necessary to survive, you know, and navigate in the world. We call it hustle because I imagine that's just, you know, our way of giving it a name, because sometimes we want to divorce ourselves from the academic space, because that academic space was a source of brutality and hostility for a long time. But the reality of it is it's still wisdom, it's still knowledge, it's still invention, it's still development, you know, and it's still progress. So I think as we kind of pull back these labels, we can acknowledge brilliance in the streets, we can acknowledge soul in the academic space, and we can allow these things to come together. The world is filled with way too many bright people for us to still have the problems that we have in the world. It's going to be our shame, you know what I mean, that we don't sit together and create people who invest with thought and consideration and care to solve the world's problems. If we can do all these things that we do digitally, technologically, economically, we can feed people, we can educate people through poverty. We can solve the problems of poverty. Poverty isn't even something that should exist in this world at this point, because we have wealth, we have intellect, we have the ability to